Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5 and this is a storytime video. This is going to be kind of a philosophical, questioning video, sharing my thoughts and this event that happened today just a few moments ago at Popeye's Chicken, and how it shaped my thought process of what I should carry and what I should do, and what was the correct thing to do, what was the legal thing to do, what was the right thing to do. So basically what happened is we had a potential violent situation at Popeye's Chicken. I wasn't even supposed to leave my vehicle. I went through the drive-thru. They didn't have what I wanted through the drive-thru, so I went inside to look at the menu and to contemplate what I was going to purchase. And as I was giving my order, this man walked in. He was very upset, and he started down-talking the cashier at the drive-thru, and he was being very, very rude, and he was interrupting my transaction that I was having, not because he was directing anything towards me or my cashier, but it was just his presence and his attitude was disrupting, the peace that was in Popeye's Chicken. And he felt he was shortchanged, and instead of coming in and saying, "Excuse me, I was shortchanged," he decided to be rude about it and question the intelligence of this young lady and call her things and saying, "Yeah, we got a problem," all that stuff, and he was being very aggressive. And my nose isn't working at full effect. I'm still technically sick. My sinuses are getting better, but I'm still have this cough. But I'm getting better, but I'm not better. But apparently he's been drinking. The manager was able to determine that. And, I felt that he was way out, not the manager, but I felt the man was way out of line. And I was thinking to myself, I kind of want to say something to him. I don't want to, anger him or anything, but I want to just say, hey, please calm down. This isn't necessary. If they shortchanged you, they're more than willing to walk through this and serve you. But, all this name calling and stuff is not necessary. Please chill out. I don't know if I would have said it like that verbatim, but, he was not being reasonable. But then, light bulb went off. I'm carrying very dangerous things, and I don't want to escalate a situation into the point where I have to use those dangerous things. I had my 9, I had my XL Espada, I had my Endura, I didn't want to have to use those things if possible. And also, I wasn't 100% sure what I could legally do. Now, I know, as someone with the responsibility of carrying these items, that it's my responsibility not to incite violence and encourage a violent situation. But I started thinking to myself, okay, I don't have to confront them. I can just let them do their thing. But what if this guy decides to leap across the counter and tie up with the manager? What should I do? What can I do? And what legally can I do? Because sometimes what you can legally do and what you should morally do and what is, those can be different things that are in different parts of the circle. They can overlap. I think it's called a Van der Graaf. I can't remember. They taught us it in school. But sometimes what you can legally do and what you should do and, what you do are completely different things. Maybe not completely different, but they can be different. And one can make you spend the night in jail. One can put you in prison, and one can do something else. So I was thinking, alright, I think if he starts wailing on the manager, I can use force to stop the threat. I know that police officers can use deadly force on unarmed people, but even though they have all the tools available on them that they could ever want, they can skip those tools and go to deadly force. So I'm thinking, okay, I think I'm justified if I have to use deadly force. If he leaps across the counter and starts wailing on this dude. And I was thinking, but I can't use my gun. If he's tied up with this dude, I can't shoot him very easily and miss the innocent person. So the gun's out of the question in that potential scenario. It's like, alright, well, I got my XL spotter. Keep in mind that it's a lot easier to defend a gun self-defense than it is a big scary knife self-defense. It's easier to defend the gun in court than the knife. You know, that's how I perceive it. You know, watching different court cases and stuff. One's more defendable than the other. One's more politically correct than the other. It's like, well, this is interesting. So, don't want to use the gun if I'm tied up. If I have to use the knife, you know, then so be it. But is there a better option? And the reason why I'm telling you this story, because I had a aha moment. I did not have this on me because I wasn't planning on leaving my vehicle. I was planning on going through the drive-thru, but this would have been the perfect tool. You know, it's not the easiest thing to deploy, but it's very easy to carry. It's pepper spray. It also can be an impact weapon. You can hook the orbital. You can hook under the nose, or actually in the nose if you want to. You can hammer with it. It's a quite convenient tool to carry on you as the ASP key defender. This would have been perfect, but I didn't have it on me. So, yeah, fail for me, even though it wasn't needed. So I foresee this thing making a lot more frequent appearances in my EDC videos. And the whole reason why I got this was to carry it in places where I thought I might encounter drunk people. I do not want to use deadly force on a person that is unarmed. I do not want to use deadly force on anybody for any reason if I can help it. And I don't want to use deadly force on a person who is drunk just because they had a little bit too many. I mean, they're in the wrong and I'm in the right, theoretically. But for some reason, if a guy was just evil and was threatening me with, you know, violence and force, deadly force, you know, with his natural weapons, I feel a lot more comfortable shooting that person, or I don't want to say shoot, but I'd be a lot more comfortable using deadly force on that person than I would a drunk person. I don't know why. I'm just like that. So I got this because I can legally carry it in places. Well, I think I can legally carry it in nightclubs. I've been carrying it in nightclubs, and so far the doorman, the bouncer, hasn't had a big problem with it. He didn't mention it. I told him it's a keychain, and he was like, all right. But but I carry this a lot of times when I go to Buffalo Wild Wings or a nightclub because, you know, if I can avoid tussling with someone and I can avoid using deadly force on someone, and I can just, you know, take out their visual senses and make them uncomfortable, you know, I would sleep a lot better at night. And it's weird because, forgive me for the coughing, I used to, like, in school, when I was being bullied a lot, I had this, I was struck down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger attitude. And, you know, I avoided violent situations, but if one arose, I was like, all right, you know, let's finish this and finish it. You know, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm tired of the BS. Let's finish it. And as I got older, I was like, I don't want to finish anything if I can help not being in that race. So if I don't have to race and finish, you know, I can just not be in that situation. I prefer that, if that makes any sense. This is a good tool. And the whole reason why I haven't been carrying it on a regular basis lately, because my EDC changes on the environment according to where I'm at, what time it is, and the environment at that location. And you know, I don't carry a tactical flashlight with me everywhere I go. So you know, I have this aversion to the civilian duty belt, if that makes sense. I don't like having all these holsters and different things. I don't like to have like my whole, you know, dresser drawer of things on my body. I like to carry what is necessary and what is probable or would be convenient to use. Depending on what I'm doing, I might carry my 25, I might carry the 9mm, I might carry the XL Espada, or I might carry the 5.5-inch tower, or I might carry the OSS. You know, I have a small EDC flashlight that's on my keychain that is 130 lumens. It's very bright, and it's good for, you know, illuminating my path and looking at things. Not a tactical flashlight. If I know I'm going to a place like, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings at night, or I'm going to a nightclub, I sometimes carry a tactical flashlight. I really need a new one. That's like, mine is like obsolete and the lens is broken. I need to replace it. But I don't like the duty belt concept on a civilian. To me, it's uncomfortable. It's not practical, and it makes me uncomfortable to carry things like that. And if it makes me feel uncomfortable to carry, I don't want to carry it. Just like the whole saying, if a 380 in the pocket is better than a 45 in the dresser drawer. So that's how I feel about the civilian duty belt. I like to be prepared. I'm a Boy Scout dropout. I like to be prepared for things, but I don't need the kitchen sink. So this is very easy to carry, so I'm going to start carrying it. And that's what this whole video is about. I probably rambled on way too long, but I had a potential violent situation at Popeyes, and the manager handled it quite well. And the whole point of the story is that this potential situation got the ball rolling in my head. It got me thinking about different options. Was I prepared adequately? What can I do? What should I do? What can I legally do? What would be the smart thing to do if there's people around? So that's it. I hope you got something from this video. You know, I guess that's it. I'm starting to ramble on now. So thank you for watching. I encourage you to leave a comment, and have a nice day. I'm Satsu5, and I'm out.